Welcome, everybody, to this brand new show we're calling the OMG Hour. But you know what? We're going to call it episode 398 just to make it seem like we've been around a while. I am your host, Sean Evans, otherwise known as Ziantane, and you're going to get to know me throughout the years and years we're here. And you are?
Oh, sorry. I'm Tika, but I wasn't here at the beginning, remember?
Oh, are you going to wait for 169 episodes before you jump in?
Yeah, I'm just supposed to just sit here quietly and listen. That's what I did for the first,
169 episodes.
No? Okay. Tico, Mr. Second Place, and I will be here eventually.
Eventually, yes. Perhaps.
Eventually.
Perhaps. All right, welcome. Yeah. Again, we're on the countdown to 400, man. Can you believe, Tico, that we are fast approaching episode 400? Like, does that not just kind of blow your mind?
It seems like a large number to me. It seems like the sort of thing that should be celebrated and
then just stopped abruptly.
Yeah.
That's just it. Yeah. Like, done.
Like a big to-do should be made and then never spoken of again.
Never spoken of again, exactly. We do have a guest host coming to join us on episode 400, so look forward to that. I am looking forward to that. I'm not going to tell you who it is quite yet, but yeah, I'm looking forward to episode 400. As far as I know at this point, it's literally just going to be a regular episode, maybe a bit of a look back on where things have been, where we've come, but it just, don't expect fireworks.
Let's do the thing at the end of Friends where we all leave our keys on the counter and walk out.
And then the lights we'll tell Google to turn the lights out and just be done with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that idea.
The sad music from the Incredible Hulk.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll just get up and walk away, and we'll just keep looking back at the screen as we look away. That'll be fun.
Nice. All right. Welcome, everybody. And before we get started, of course, well, we've already started. Why do I say that? We started already, but hit that subscribe button. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to get notified of all our new stuff, because we are still doing a lot of new stuff, especially with flipping tables and kicking tables. But let's talk about gaming. Tico, I started Vader Immortal. I mentioned last week I bought that like day one when I got my Oculus Quest.
Yeah.
Vader Immortal. It was on sale, all 3 episodes. It was like $22. I played the first episode, like fantastic. But I was really surprised at how short it was. I felt it was like maybe 40 to 45 minutes total for episode. It kind of was like long. You play it, you get to a point, there's a great sword battles against robots or droids. There's no robots in Star Wars. They're all droids. Anyway, lightsaber battle, and then Darth Vader basically says, "Follow me, and I'll teach you in the ways of the Force." And then it's credits. I'm like, that's it? What? Already? I want more.
It's not a long experience. The whole thing, I think, is about 2 to 3 hours. Like, you can play through the whole set in 2 to 3 hours, and yeah, it's meant to be sort of a Star Wars experience.
Yeah, sure.
More than like a full-on, game. I'm not sure how long the other Star Wars game is.
Yeah, or Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. I've actually been told from people who've played it that Vader Immortal is a must-have if you're a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Tales from the Galaxy's Edge is a wait for it to go on sale title.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet.
It's okay, but it's not worth the full price. Is basically what they said. Okay. And the 2 hour mark for a video game, because if you look at things like the Room VR, which I also played, in total that's probably 2 hours as well, right?
Yeah.
It's more than 2 hours the first time you play through, because some of the puzzles can be tricky. Like, you could play one whole area for 2 hours because you've never seen it, you don't know what you're doing, you're looking for clues, and you're wandering around. If you were to play it full on like I did when I streamed it, it was 3 episodes of 30 to 45 minutes each, so you're only talking less than 2 hours for the whole thing, right? But at the same time, that's not a bad time for a VR game. Like,
yeah,
I can't be in VR for 3 hours at a time. It's just, you just can't. No. It's hot. You start to get sweaty. If you're wearing glasses, they start to steam up. Like, It's
Yeah, and
just,
you
yeah.
can, and after you played for a little while, when you do take that helmet off, that sense of relief that you get when you do remove it after a
Yes.
long. It's the same thing as if I don't know if you've ever skied before, but like when you go for a day of skiing and you take those ski boots off at the end of the day, it is like
Well,
the best feeling in the world.
well, when I
It's
go to,
similar.
yeah, when I go down to the US, I have to wear work boots. I have to wear hard toe boots every
Steel
day.
toe shoes, yeah.
Steel toed shoes, like 10 hours. And then I get back to the hotel and I'm like, I got to get these things off my feet. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and it's the
it's that
best
kind of,
feeling ever.
yeah.
Yeah, it's that relief. Like I've just played for 3 hours on something. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, my eyes can breathe again. Absolutely love the experience, but yeah, you can't really like an hour and a half is probably
Yeah.
tops for that.
Yeah.
I think the longest I spent in VR for any game was the Room VR. I played through like
Yeah. A couple of
a couple
hours
things in
I've
a
been
row, and
in.
you're
Yeah.
like,
A couple
yeah,
hours, I think, is max I've been in. Wednesday night, I played the mini golf game with a few friends, Dan Emmerich and some people from our Facebook Super Nerds group or whatever. Yeah.
yeah,
And we played for 2 hours, and it was fun. But that's a social experience as well. That right, you're not there by
yeah.
yourself. It was literally a social experience. It was hilarious, and I got 2 hole-in-ones. It was incredible. I couldn't believe it. Do you remember? Okay, on the Phoenix, no, Arizona. I was thinking
Yeah.
Phoenix, Arizona. But the Arizona
Yeah.
map, the hole that has basically 3 bowls and you have to jump from
Yeah.
one bowl to another. I went
Yes.
straight from the first bowl to the third, which is where the flag is, bounced it off the rock into the bowl, hole-in-one. What? I cannot
Nice.
believe I did that. It was incredible. Wow.
Yeah, particularly since the first time you did it, you launched it off those stairs 20 times.
Exactly. But wow, it was so much fun. Anyway, I know you played some new games this week. Oh, but
Yeah.
wait, before we go on, I wanted to talk about one thing. I just got notification today, and I don't know if I mentioned this on the show, but I ordered right after getting the Oculus. There's a website called VR Optician, which you
Yeah.
can buy subscription lens covers for your VR headset, no matter what headset you have. Every headset on the market is there. PSVR, Vive, like Oculus Rift, Oculus Go, like all of them. You can buy
Yeah.
for, is it $99 Canadian? So I think it's like $70 US for a
Yeah.
subscription pair of lens covers.
Prescription.
Prescription. What did I say?
Subscription.
A
They're going to send you
prescription.
one eye every week.
That's it for a year. So I ordered them. You basically place them on the eyepiece, and you don't have to wear your glasses in VR. And they just shipped, so I'm really looking forward to that. Being able to just take your glasses off, put the headset on, and not even worry about it, right?
Yeah. I'm using the Quest 1, which is a little bit larger in size, so I don't notice as many issues with wearing my glasses. I don't notice putting it on and having too many issues with that.
Well,
But
I don't have an issue with
I'm
the
kind of curious how
glasses.
those work.
I don't have an issue with the glasses,
Yeah.
but it'd be nice because it presses a little bit against the side, right? And
Yeah.
it can push the glasses right up against you. So it'd be nice to not have to wear them at all, which would be really cool.
I'm interested in hearing your experience, Sean.
Well, it's my prescription, so I'm going to throw them on. The only difference, of course, is I'd have to take that off if someone else wants to use it.
Yeah, is it does it affix to it permanently?
No, it's not permanent. It's snap on. Just
Obviously not.
snap on each eye,
Okay.
and you're done.
Okay.
So
I'm very curious to hear how that goes because that might be something I might be interested in.
yeah, I'm very and I think $100 Canadian. There was no tax on it because it comes from Germany. So it was $99 complete, and or maybe there was tax. $112 I think it was total. But
Either
that's
way, not.
but that's not bad for prescription lens that you're only, even if you have it, like the next time I get a new prescription, chances are it's not going to change so much that I need to change those. Right? So
Yeah.
even if I buy a new prescription lens every 4 years, $100 is not a whole lot to throw into a VR like that. I think that was a pretty reasonable price for custom lenses.
I would agree with you wholeheartedly.
Excellent. Well, then on that note, we should just end the show because I don't want you to disagree with me on anything.
I disagree about ending the show right now.
You ruined it.
So, yeah, I did. All right. So,
New
I
new
got a couple of
games.
games for review. So I checked out Scott Pilgrim versus the World remastered,
The
re
game
something
complete edition.
complete edition. That's what it is. Um,
Side
it's a
scroller, what 16-bit side scroller beat 'em up.
or beat 'em up. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I'm terrible at these. I mean, if this is like Double Dragon, and I used to love those, and I don't know how I went from being so good at this type of game to so terrible at this type of game.
Yeah, I'm terrible at these as well. Our PR contact at Ubisoft reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to review this game?" And I'm like,
yeah,
"Nah, I'll leave that up to Tico, thanks. Not really in my wheelhouse."
I'm a fan of these. It's good. It's just, I'm really bad at it. I don't know. Some people are just so good at these things, and I just find that I punch a guy 3 times and I get my combo. He gets knocked down, and then somebody else beats the crap out of me.
Right.
So it's fun. It's anybody who's seen the Scott Pilgrim movie is going to enjoy this. It is fun. Does have that Canadian aspect to it. So all of the coins that you're picking up are all in Canadian dollars. So it's fun when you're beating somebody up and a loonie drops. And,
yep.
Because
the whole thing takes place in Toronto.
The whole thing is based. Yeah, it takes place in Toronto. So but it's fun. Like you can see on the quarter, there's the moose on the quarter when it drops. So it's a fun side scroll of beat 'em up if you like stuff like Double Dragon, that sort of thing. It's a fun little game, and again, the complete edition comes with like all of the, the movie scenes and everything like that. So it's worthwhile if you're a fan of the Scott Pilgrim stuff. And this was originally published by somebody else, and Ubisoft is republishing it now because
because they got the rights to it.
Yeah. So fun. I enjoy it. I'm just terrible at it.
I knew you would enjoy it because it's a remake and it's more achievements.
Yeah, funny thing is, I don't have the original.
Oh, well then. I guess that's something you're going to have to get.
It came out originally. I didn't get it, and it's been delisted, obviously, now, the original, because the original publisher is no longer making it. But
oh, well.
Yeah.
So recommend it for side-scroll lovers?
If you're a fan of Final Fight, Double Dragon, that sort of game, those sort of games, it is a fun thing. It's a fun IP with the Scott Pilgrim. If you haven't seen the movie, it's a fun movie as well.
You have to see the movie. Come on.
You have to have seen the movie.
We introduced the movie to Brian when we went to Boston. The last time we went to Boston for PAX East, and Brian loved it. He had never seen it. We could what? How have you never seen this movie?
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's it is obviously based off of
graphic novel.
Graphic novel, or I think it's graphic novel is what they call that. But yeah, it's fun. Definitely worth a check out.
Awesome.
All right, and then I also got a game called Jet Cave Adventure.
This looks like a bizarre game. I'll tell you that.
So this is a side-scrolling platformer.
Good looking, very modern looking platformer too. I love
it. Looks fantastic. I was very impressed with the look of it. The controls great. So you play as a caveman, and at the beginning of the game, you come across an alien who has crashed, and he's going to go to the volcano, and so you've got to figure out. I think you've got to go get your cave girlfriend back or something like that from the alien. And you have to fight dinosaurs along the way. So it's a lot of platforming puzzles.
It's a caveman with a jetpack. Let's say right now.
Yeah. So when the alien takes off, he leaves his jetpack. So you get his jetpack. So in level 2, so you have to run and jump and you can do these dash moves and stuff like that. So it looks great. It plays very, very smoothly. There's some very difficult portions of the game as well.
Yeah, I imagine.
Because if you're not great at platforming and then remembering all where, it's like, okay, this time here I have to jump through this and then I have to dodge this guy. There's an armored enemy there that's a pain because when you get close to him, he curls up and you can't kill him. But so you have to jetpack dash through him. You regain health by eating random meats and fruits and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's that jerk right there. See?
Yes.
See that guy?
Yeah. That guy. I see him.
Yeah. It's fun. It's well done. I was very impressed. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
It really does. It's got a beautiful visual aspect to it for a platformer, and it's not You know, a lot of platformers these days are wanting to be like 8-bit, 16-bit, old school.
They go old school. Like, oh, well, we don't need to try because we can just make this as 8-bit or 16. And I don't. I like 8-bit, 16-bit games, but I don't like it when they're using that as an excuse to not put the full effort and prettiness that they can into a game. Like, this looks absolutely gorgeous, plays very smooth.
Yeah.
Really, really enjoyed. Fun sort of like, storyline with the caveman with a jetpack.
Yes.
It's not something that you sort of see in a lot of games. So it is kind of fun, and you develop new skills and stuff like that as you go through. But it's it reminds me a lot of. Do you remember the old TurboGrafx game Bonk?
Yes, that does remind me of Bonk a lot. You're right. It's very.
I guess it's maybe just because it's a caveman in there.
There's not a whole lot of caveman games out there.
There's at least 27.
That many?
I don't know. Could be. I mean, somebody will do the math and tell us, like, hey, you're entirely wrong. There's only 25. There's the Turok games. Those are caveman games, right?
Turok's not a caveman. Turok's a dinosaur hunter.
I guess caveman times. Like, where you actually play as a caveman?
Yeah, like Bonk. Can you name any other games where you are a caveman?
There's that Ancestry game.
I guess,
just came out.
Yeah.
You play as monkeys. I mean, the precursor to cavemen. But you have tools, so I would say that those are early cavemen.
Okay.
Ark? Is there a Flintstones game?
Are you a caveman in Ark? Or are you
I believe you start. You could live in a cave in Ark, so yeah, there's a possibility of that.
Okay, I don't know. Anyway, that was Jet Cave.
I would recommend that. It is. It's a budget title, $19 Canadian. So definitely recommend that. It is a fun side scroller.
$19 Canadian, so that puts it around $5 US.
I think it's probably. I'm going to guess it on the US store $13.99.
I'm going to say $12.99.
You're going to say $12.99. All right, American friends, let us know which one of us is correct.
So I got, actually we both got it. I know you haven't had a chance to play it yet, but Synth Riders VR, we were given some review codes for that from the publisher. And this is another rhythm game, and I was managed to play some of it, and I actually really, really like this game. It definitely gets you moving.
I downloaded it and I booted it up for a second, but I did not, I literally, for a second, I did not look at what you're supposed to do in it. So please tell me, what is the point of this game? Because I've done this. I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't know.
Why are you doing? Well, it's like saying, why am I doing any of it in Beat Saber? It's a rhythm game.
Yeah, I know, but so is it just left, right? Are you riding rails or something like that?
So there's rail riding. Okay, so you have a left and right. Basically, you have balls in your hand, like a fist. Okay, yeah. And there's blue on your left and sort of pinky red on your right. And when you see the notes in the air, you're supposed to punch them and try to get as center on the balls. There's these spheres that are coming towards you, and you try to get as center on them as you can. Okay, try to as best as you can hit it, and if you sort of hit it almost perfect, it's like 500 points. Less than perfect is 250. If you hit it perfectly, it's 1,000 points. Okay, for each note. Then there's rails, and you punch the ball at the beginning, and you ride the rail with your hand. You keep your hand in the rail, so you're riding the rail. Then there's other colors. When you see green, whatever hand you use to hit green becomes the green hand for that section. Okay? So you can use your left or your right hand when you see green, and just continue.
I thought you had to bring them together.
When you see orange, sort of a gold, yellowy orange, you put them together and you're hitting them together as one. Okay? So there's basically 4 different ways of hitting. Well, 5 kind of. There's 4 different notes. There's each hand, blue and pink. Then there's green, which is whatever hand you use for green becomes green. And then there's the orangey yellow, where you put both hands together and use it for that. Okay, and then of course you've got your single notes and your rails that you're riding, and then while you're doing all this, it's perfectly on beat to the music too. So if it's a really upbeat song, it can be pretty hectic.
Yeah.
Then there's also these barriers that you have to dodge, either a duck or dodge side to side so you don't hit them. So very similar to something like any of these rhythm games, right?
Yeah.
But very, I find it way more upbeat. Like you're constantly punching,
Yeah,
double punches.
I did this in my office rather than going out to my VR space. So I was like,
no.
As I started, like, I'm worried I'm going to punch something. Off of a desk.
You need a good place to do this. I'm really enjoying it. It definitely took. I'm playing on. I went up to normal. I didn't start on easy. I went up to normal. I'm finding though with this kind of a game, because you don't actually have to physically punch. What I found is if you just put your hand where the ball is and just move,
it hits you.
It hits you. And I don't know if you get the same amount of points or if you're actually getting points by the physical movement as well. I haven't quite figured that out, whether or not you can just sort of just put your hands wherever the ball is.
Yeah, I jumped in really quickly and didn't really figure, it'll walk me through this. Nope, stuff just comes at you.
Oh no, there's a tutorial. You did not go to the tutorial. Right there on the main page, there's tutorial. Yeah, so maybe you should go through the tutorial.
I should.
And then it will.
Have you tried Pistol Whip yet?
I love Pistol Whip. Yeah, Pistol Whip is awesome.
Pistol Whip is probably my favorite of these beat type games.
But the weird thing is, Tico, I don't see your scores in Pistol Whip.
Really?
When I see, when I change to friends, I don't see your score.
That is very interesting, because I have played that and I am fantastic at it. I'm probably not fantastic at it, but it's fun. It's probably my favorite of the beat games.
Yeah, Pistol Whip is amazing. I was playing Pistol Whip the other day, and I think I was playing on not easy, but the next one up, which is normal, I think. And I can't. What song was it? Are You Afraid or something? I think it's called.
Okay. Yeah.
And it starts out, and as soon as there's a guy not facing you, you can shoot him. And then as soon as you get past him, there's one of those armored guys that just shot me in the head. What? Immediately. He was right there.
Yeah, don't shoot the first guy, punch him.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. That other guy is right there.
Yeah, just duck and punch.
Well, what I'm saying is as soon as he appeared, he shot me in the head. There was no time to react. It was so quick. It was whoa, where did... And then there was 3 of those guys right in front of me. And they all take 2 hits to kill. Right? So it's 3 of them side by side all shooting me in the head. Wow. Yeah. That was it was just... I got 10 seconds into the song and I was dead. Yeah. It was pretty ridiculous.
What about Super Hot? Have you done Super Hot yet?
I don't have Super Hot.
Oh. There's a demo for Super Hot. Try that out.
I've played Super Hot.
Try it in VR.
Is it way different in VR?
Oh, so much better in VR. Try it in VR. It is absolutely phenomenal in VR.
Oh, okay.
It is a game where why did they make this for not VR? This makes no sense for them to have made it for not VR.
Because VR... How sensitive is it to movement, though?
It's fairly sensitive. You can do small little movements here and there. You can look around you with your head. But if you're moving your hands, they'll go.
Okay,
but so there's you physically you're ducking behind stuff and
I know
like that.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Maybe I'll try the demo.
Try the because it was a preload demo on the Quest 1, so it was already on there when I got it. I'm sure you've cleared some of those out, but try the demo. It is absolutely worthwhile, and I would recommend it fully.
Okay,
Sean.
All right, sounds good. Anyway, that was Synth Riders, and I love it. I think the music is catchy, really upbeat, some good music, and it's as far as I know, it's all custom music, but you can also put your own music in this game. And I don't know how that works on the Quest, but on PC you can basically load up your own songs, and it'll create a rhythm out of that song. I don't know how that works on Quest, so I'd have to look up how I can import my own songs. That would be pretty fun.
I know you can do it through side loading with Beat Saber as well.
Yeah, but this is part of the game itself, where it says custom song. Okay. Right? Like your own songs is a listing in there. I just have to figure out how do I get my own songs in there.
Cool. They should let you like sync it up to like your Spotify account or something.
If I had one, sure.
All right. Well, okay. They should let me sync it up to my Spotify account or something.
I have Apple Music. I use
Apple Music or whatever. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The concept is there. I'm gonna have to try some more of that later tonight.
I love it, and I think there's multiplayer. We'll have to figure out how that works.
Okay. Yeah. Let's try it.
To fight against each other somehow. Okay, news in the gaming thing. Ubisoft, everyone knows this. It's been all over the net all week long, but Ubisoft is going to be working on a new Star Wars game by the developers who did The Division. What?
I'm excited about this.
The Division's fantastic, and if you take that studio and make a Star Wars game out of it, you could literally take The Division and make it Star Wars. Come on. Right?
Yeah, I'm excited about this. This is going to be fun. I am glad that EA's stranglehold on the Star Wars, and not to say that I haven't enjoyed some of their games. Some of their stuff has been fantastic. I'm not a huge Battlefront fan, but Fallen Order was
fantastic,
phenomenal.
Yeah,
absolutely love that. So I'm glad the competition, I think, is good, and EA is still going to be making Star Wars games too. It's just it's no longer an exclusive.
It's no longer exclusive to EA, but you know what? I think this is a good thing.
Yeah,
because by Luke and of course they've announced Lucasfilm Games name is back. Yeah, strange that it's not LucasArts again. It's Lucasfilm Games, but whatever. Yeah. It's interesting though because Lucasfilm Games is what it was before LucasArts, and then they switched it to LucasArts.
Somebody may own LucasArts still.
Yeah, Lucasfilm.
Yeah, but no, they may actually own the name or something. There could be something tied up in that.
I don't know. So anyway, Lucasfilm Games is now overseeing all Star Wars games, and I think it's great that EA no longer has the exclusivity because now you're going to get a more diversity in Star Wars gaming.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just one company deciding what kind of game to make.
Right. Like stuff like, what was it? The 13...
Star Wars 1313.
Yeah, Star Wars 1313 that they had been making and then decided they were just going to scrap that. Games like that might
the Anne Hennig game that was supposed to be made that was canceled? You know, so yeah, I think this is great, and I look forward to what Ubisoft is doing. I can't even fathom what they're going to do if it's by the developer of The Division. Then I'm very hopeful because that is a fantastic game. I kind of wonder if it's going to be that same style of game, like an online multiplayer shooter.
It is supposed to be an open world.
Yeah, but multiplayer or single player or what? That I don't know. You know, what kind of a game is that going to be? Is it going to be like a Destiny? Is it going to be like The Division? Is like what?
Well, let me just say this. I think Marvel's Avengers has proven that that's not the way to go. Don't do that.
Don't do Anthem.
Yeah, don't do Anthem with a Star Wars skin on it. No.
You could do a Destiny with a Star Wars skin. Destiny works.
Give us KOTOR. Give us Knights of the Republic Online. That I'm okay with.
That is Star Wars Online. That is Knights of the Old Republic Online.
It's saying make a new one. It's fine. I don't know what is the current one still good?
It's still there. It's still running, as far as I'm aware.
All right. Well,
I don't want an online RPG. I don't want an MMO. That's because an MMO is just going to be monthly subscription costs.
Yeah. I want a standalone. I want like something with a good massive RPG single player.
Like a Witcher, but in Star Wars.
Yes.
See, that would be pretty phenomenal. Like I would love to see a Witcher style game in Star Wars. Yeah, absolutely. Like Dragon Age, Mass Effect. I mean, look at Mass Effect might as well be Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Make that game. Ubisoft, get her done.
Except Ubisoft doesn't do Mass Effect style games.
No.
Hey, maybe we haven't heard anything about Beyond Good and Evil because they're turning it into Star Wars. Beyond Light and Dark. I don't know. I'm just...
All right, let's not do that.
No?
No. All right, what else is in the news, Sean?
Machine Games and Bethesda have announced an Indiana Jones game.
I am kind of excited about this.
Bethesda...
Machine Games.
Yeah, who's Machine Games?
Machine Games is the team behind the Wolfenstein games.
Oh.
So they have gone...
So they're basically making a Wolfenstein game, but with Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's like, hey, listen, we're really good at killing Nazis.
Right?
So...
What better character to kill Nazis than Indiana Jones?
Yeah. So I'm excited about the idea. I don't know what this game's going to be, what it's going to look like, how it's going to play. I'm excited of the idea of like a Tomb Raider style game
This
is
what I'm wondering.
What is it? But I want to be Indiana Jones with a whip, exploring tombs and taking out Nazis. That's what I want to do.
And that is my wonder is, how do you make an Indiana Jones game without being a Tomb Raider or an Uncharted, which in and of themselves were Indiana Jones games?
Yeah.
Right? So
I mean, you give them a whip. That's what you do.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, those games came out of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, those are like,
right?
Oh man, I'd really like to make an Indiana Jones game. Well, the license is too expensive. All right, well, we're creating our own thing then.
Right, we're going to make a female Indiana Jones. Her name is Lara Croft. And then Sony came along and said, we need a Lara Croft style game. Let's call it Uncharted. And now Bethesda comes along and like, we're going to do Indiana Jones. But how do you do that without being an Uncharted or a Tomb Raider now? So it'd be really interesting to see where they go with Indiana Jones. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, this is, as you were saying the other day, more Star Wars games, Indiana Jones. What else do we need to fulfill our childhood dreams?
Yeah, they're just going through our childhood, and it's like, okay, what else are we going to make?
We need G.I. Joe.
You know, we need a good G.I. Joe game. We need a good Transformers game. Thundercats, I believe you said.
Oh, yep, Thundercats. We need the War for Cybertron games were good for Transformers. Those were good, but we need to continue that. We need more Transformer games, you know. Let's see some Transformers games based on the new Netflix anime series, you know.
And there can be, like, the Transformers games, they're really just run and gun. I would love to see, a Transformers RPG, to be honest with you. I'd like to see something where you pick your own vehicle and robot, you build the whole thing out, and you sort of, like, have some sort of some RPG elements to that.
Be interesting. Yeah, I just don't know. It's hard in a Transformers game in balancing that robot versus vehicle mode and how easy and how strategic it is to use either mode, you know?
Right.
And because there's such variety in those vehicle modes, because you've got tanks and cars and jet planes and things that aren't even vehicles even, you know, then you've got the Dinobots, you've got the Insecticons, you've got things that aren't even vehicles. Like, how do you balance all that in a game like that? It's so hard to do.
It is difficult. I will admit that. But
it'd be phenomenal if you could, but I understand how difficult it would be to say, I want to be an Insecticon, so now I have to build a game where you can be a bee instead of a car. You know, that's two totally different mechanics.
True.
And unfortunately, Hogwarts Legacy, almost like the big game we were really looking forward to this year, has been delayed until next year. That's really unfortunate. I mean, they sent us a really nice letter, you know, saying, hey, we want this to be the best game it can be, so we're going to delay it till next year. That's all fine and well and dandy. But I want the freaking game. Give it to me now, you Muppet huggers.
Yeah, it's and we're going to see a lot of this. There was a couple other games too that have been pushed into 2022 that were on the list of things that we were looking forward to. I can't remember.
Was Horizon one of them?
Not yet. They're going to wait till just before your birthday to announce that delay.
Okay, that makes sense.
To really dig the knife in for you.
Happy birthday, Sean. You have to wait another year.
Yes. Happy birthday, Sean. The game's coming out on your birthday 3
Yes.
years from now.
Happy 50th, Sean. You don't get the game you want.
Yep.
Yes, people.
Sorry, Sean.
I am going to be 50 next month.
Next month?
Next month. February 22nd. 2021 is my 50th. I am so freaking old, Tico. Why am I even a gamer? I am too old to game now, right? Isn't that the rule? Once I hit 50, I have to stop, right?
Yeah, I mean, just go sit on your porch and tell kids to get off your damn lawn.
And I have to, I think, rocking chair on the porch. Is that the proper?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not safe for kids to come on your lawn, so you'll have to get like VR kids on your lawn, so you can just sit outside with your.
That's right, because we got social distancing and all that.
Yeah.
Stay-at-home orders.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's
unfortunate. Well. Hogwarts Legacy. I'm still that game. I can't wait to learn more about that game. You know, even just from what I saw, and I think you're the same. From what we saw in that just like announcement trailer, I'm like, I need this game in my life.
It's when you think, hey, let's make, a Harry Potter game. It's what you've always sort of really wanted in a Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is what I want. I want this style of game. And then they're like, oh, we're going to make this style of game. It's like, oh, fantastic, but not yet.
Yeah.
So, wait.
All right. Let's move on to TV and movies. And for this section, we're going to talk, I think, a little bit at length about WandaVision, which just started today. So,
yes.
Listen, I'm going to say right now, if you have not watched the first 2 episodes of WandaVision and you plan to, I suggest maybe say goodbye now because
just cover your ears and don't read our lips.
Well, there's not much else to talk about after this, so thanks for joining us. If you don't want to listen any further, we're going to talk about WandaVision and we may spoil a few things because we want to kind of discuss some of the things that happened in the episodes and speculate on what we think it means. That's really what it's going to come down to. So while we're not deliberately trying to spoil anything, we want to discuss events that happened and try to figure out what's going on.
Stuff. Yeah. Okay. We're going to make some guesses, some predictions. We're going to talk about it without really worrying about ruining your time if you haven't seen it. So now's the time to look away if you are worried about us doing that for you.
Thanks for joining us. If you're still here, thanks for joining us. Let's talk WandaVision. So first 2 episodes are out. First 2 episodes completely black and white. In standard definition resolution, not resolution, but frame, 4:3 frame. But here's what I love. So style-wise, the first episode is completely I Love Lucy.
Absolutely. 100%.
In the way they're dressed, the way her hair is, the
dialogue.
The dialogue is very I Love Lucy. And then the second one is completely Bewitched. It's totally Bewitched in the styles and the just even the era. So the first one, the era of the 50s, which is I Love Lucy. And then it's more, what would you say, 60s for Bewitched?
Yes, 60s. Yeah, 60s. Yeah, like late 60s.
But even the beginning, of the show with the cartoon, the black and white cartoon is totally Bewitched with the little sparkles around the title WandaVision. Everything about it was totally an homage to Bewitched, and I loved it. I thought it was great. The humor is really good.
The humor, it's so well written. It is so well put together. Like even the opening jokes, even the effects that they're using are like effects of the time. Like the floating dishes is like that. They look like that's what you would have seen if they were on Bewitched when they had to do that sort of thing. It wasn't like CG stuff flying around.
I agree. And even at when they do the wedding rings and they put their hands together and then all of a sudden it just jumps a little bit when the rings appear. Yeah. It's that old school special effects. I love how they're doing that. I love the look of it. Even now, I have to admit though, all of the actors are so perfectly mimicking that age of television.
Right? that era. They
the
sat there,
acting
they studied
style.
that. They're like, this is how we are going to do this. We are going to play this exactly like we are filming this in the 50s.
Right, like that acting style, that sort of, I don't know how to put it, sort of overacting, almost. I guess you could call it.
It's almost like radio acting, almost like where you really had to, enunciate everything and really be forceful with everything that you were doing.
And very happy. Everything's always happy and joyful and stuff, right? It's so well done. Like, I can't wait for the next, we were talking this afternoon that, a week between these episodes, it's too freaking long. I just want them all now.
Yeah, because I flew through the first 2 episodes today.
Yeah,
and
they're only 30 minutes each, right?
Yeah. Some fun little things. So the neighbor, Agnes.
Yes.
And I didn't know this, but Shannon actually told me that Agnes was the name of the mother in Bewitched.
Ah, okay.
So there's fun little things like that are getting dropped.
Isn't she a character in the MCU or supposed to be? Do you know who she's supposed to be?
I don't know.
Because in the second episode, as far as I'm aware, Monica Rambeau is Geraldine, I think she said her name was. She introduced herself as Geraldine or something, but I think that's Monica Rambeau. And here's the weird thing. If you notice, I've actually seen both episodes twice. I watched them this afternoon because I couldn't wait. And then I watched them again with Dorothy. And I'm going to tell you right now, Tico, if you haven't watched them again, 100% worth it, because you're going to notice things. You're like, I did not see that the first time. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to check them out again. Shannon is interested in watching those, so I am going to check those out with her. It's just we have not had a chance yet this evening.
The very first episode, we're going to say, we're going to get into a bit of a spoilery territory here. The first episode, both episodes have strange things that occur. Okay. First episode happens near the end at a dinner party. Did you notice, Tico, that at the dinner party, when Mr. Hart starts choking, that nobody moved to help him until Wanda said it was okay to do so?
Yeah.
They were all afraid, all looking at her like she was in control.
And I think that is what the storyline is going to be. I think the storyline is she is obviously a manipulator. She's a witch. She's a manipulator of reality. That is her mutant power in the comics. She can manipulate reality. I think that following the death of Vision in Endgame, spoilers if you haven't seen that yet.
Too late.
That she has now gone into, this is basically her happy place where she's created a reality where she and Vision can be reunited.
But are these people actually there then? Has she pulled real people into this reality?
I think she's pulled real people into the reality somehow, because there's
they've become characters in her reality.
Yeah, because there's spots where in episode 2, Emma Caulfield's character, sort of
she breaks out and says, "Who are you?"
Yeah, right? For a second, and before getting pulled back in.
Yeah, that's when the radio breaks, breaks the reality. The radio starts talking. It's like, Wanda, who's doing this? But here's the thing, though. Randall Park's character on the radio is saying, Wanda, who's doing this to you? So this leads me to believe that she's not doing this willfully.
Or he's not aware of why she's doing it. Like he's not fully aware of what's going on. Randall Parks is obviously he plays an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's
actually an FBI. He's an FBI. FBI and Ant-Man.
He's Ant-Man's handler.
Yes.
In
those. But what do you think? So at the very end of the first episode, you see somebody. It looks like they're in. So you keep seeing the sword logo everywhere.
Yes.
And who was that watching her on television? It looked like Maria Hill's hands.
Yeah.
Is somebody studying her?
Yeah, whether or not she's being studied or they've figured a way to look into this universe or something along those. Like, Sword is obviously the space version of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
It's S.H.I.E.L.D.'s space intergalactic division. The helicopter shows up with the the Sword logo on it.
Sword logo, the toy helicopter in full color in the black and white episode, shows up in full color with the sword logo. There's also, each episode also has a commercial in it. The first commercial is for a Stark Industries toaster, so they've got Stark Industries. Second one is for a Strucker watch that has the Hydra logo on it. So we've now seen Hydra and Stark and Sword logos. So what is going on? Has she been captured by Hydra? Is she being put through something? Or is she just gone nuts?
Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying that they don't know what's going on. They're confused and they don't like it so far. I
love
really
it.
Enjoying it.
I
watch these things, these I Love Lucy and stuff like that. So like just seeing Bewitched was like I love Bewitched. It was like one of those things that I watch on TV Land
Bewitched
all the time.
That's I Love Genie. I
Lucy?
watched I Dream of Genie. Sorry,
I Dream of Genie. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't see them not doing an I Dream of Genie.
Yeah.
How can they not? Color, right?
That's a color episode.
And then they're gonna do Brady Bunch.
Yeah, Brady Bunch. Well, and she was pregnant at the end of episode 2, so there's a Leave It to Beaver episode coming up.
Really? You think so?
Well, why not? I mean, if they're going to have a family and kids.
No, because Leave It to Beaver was black and white. They've moved to color now.
Okay.
Right? They've done the 2 black and white shows of I Love Lucy and Bewitched. Now they've moved on to color because at the end of that second episode, everything changes to color. So now they're going to move on to probably I Dream of Genie and Brady Bunch. I don't know what other shows can they pick. Like there's 6 episodes total.
Is that it? That does not seem like enough.
There's only 6 episodes. I know it doesn't because we just want
more.
And
we still haven't seen Kat Dennings' character.
No, we haven't. Oh, the other weird thing that happened at the end of the second episode. They went outside and this thing man with bees.
Swarm man.
With bees flying around him climbed out of the sewer, looked back at her really weird, and she says no and rewinds time back to and like what is going on, Tico? What the heck is going on?
Whether or not she's fully in control of this entire thing.
I don't think she is. Because she doesn't know what's going on the radio. She seemed completely freaked out at the dinner table when Mr. Hart was choking, and then Mrs. Hart was saying, stop it, stop. At first she says, stop it to the husband, but then she looks so frightening as she's saying, stop it. Like she's afraid. She's trying to get Wanda or whoever to stop it. And then Vision is looking at Wanda, waiting for her to do something. It was so weird. And then finally she says, Vision, help him. And he immediately gets up and helps him. So it was nobody could move and nobody could do anything until she gave permission.
Yeah. I love that the wife is played by Deborah Jo Rupp as well from that 70s show.
Yes.
Which is just like perfect, the fitting in for the time frame and stuff like that. Okay. Just enjoyed it. It was just fun.
That has nothing to do with what I was just talking about.
Well, your wife was there. That's why I mentioned it. That's why I mentioned it, Sean. Yeah,
what do you think is happening? What are your theories?
I think that she has exactly what I said before. I think that she has put them in she's created a new world or a new multiverse potentially where there is some sort of contact with the original world where they're still trying to contact her somehow. They can get in touch with her.
How? If that's true, then she would know what's going on. But it seems like she doesn't even know what's going on.
Well, maybe she does know what's going on, and she's choosing to just, she doesn't want to think about it, because whenever she has to think about what's going on, she has to know that Vision's dead.
Because after the issue with the radio and Dottie, she went and told Vision, something weird happened. I need to tell you about it. She wasn't trying to hide it. She was as confused as Dottie was. But at that point, Dottie fell out of what I'm going to call the trance, looked at Wanda and said, "Who are you?" And then suddenly
So
became Dottie again.
So I'm wondering if they are all on, because this is, I believe we are getting into the Secret Invasion at some point. Maybe they're all like on a Scree ship or something like that, plugged into a Matrix style thing, and they're powering it through her mutant power.
Interesting.
And so like everybody's connected.
And
Like this might
somehow,
even be like a
is Randall Park trying to somehow
maybe
infiltrate
this
it?
is like a maybe this is a thing with the where they're plugged in somehow and they're in space somehow plugged into a matrix style thing and basically Randall Park is trying to get them out and they're trying to find ways that they can communicate within that world still.
Or maybe she's reaching out to him
Yeah.
telepathically. Or somehow is communicating with him. And that's
Yeah,
why
'cause I
he's
think
saying,
that
Wanda, who's doing this to you? Wanda. You
yeah,
know?
like why can't she get out of this or something? So I think that it may have something to do because there's got to be a reason why Sword is involved
Yeah.
because that's intergalactic. Sword is intergalactic.
Yeah, there's all these clues of Sword, Strucker in the Hydra, and then there's Stark Industries. All these clues coming through, and then that creepy guy at the end of episode 2.
Yeah, the beekeeper. That's clearly
The
the
beekeeper.
Marvel villain, the beekeeper.
But she was afraid
You
of
know.
him.
Yeah, well, he's a guy covered in bees, Sean.
Okay, Tico. Anyway, you are definitely distracted, so I'm going to end the show now. You're too busy
You're
typing
distracted, Sean.
on your other
I'm
computer.
trying to look up more spoilers and stuff like that to figure this out.
We don't need to look it up. We just need to discuss what we think of it based on what
I'm
we've
discussing
seen.
what we think to discuss. So there,
No, you're not allowed. I forbid it.
you should have forbidden it at the beginning.
What, you looking up spoilers online from the comic books?
Yeah.
That's not the television show. We're discussing
No,
the
no. So
TV show.
no, I'm looking up. I'm looking up like details of the show that like the episode that I may have
Oh,
missed.
I gotcha. Anyway, do you have anything else you want to say about WandaVision? Other than hurry up episode 3?
Yeah, we got like only a week
Jeez.
away. Only a week. Listen,
we're not going to be able to
Disney
discuss
Plus.
the finale of WandaVision on this show.
Drop everything at once. We only got
2 episodes left. We need to discuss
so,
the whole ending of it.
So listen, Disney, just send us send us the rest of the season. And listen, we'd like to also discuss all of your shows for the year. So just send us
Send us the whole
we'll
slate.
Watch them all this week.
Yep.
We'll discuss them all next week.
Yes, absolutely. We will spoil it for everyone. I think that's fair.
I think so. I mean, that's fine.
All right.
That's fine.
Anyway, there is not much else to talk about this week. So
right.
I'm going to end the show early. But thank you, everybody, for joining us for episode 398. Give us a like, subscribe, and leave a comment right here on YouTube. If you're not watching us on YouTube, come on over to youtube.com/OMGNexus. You can follow us on Twitter at OMGNexus and on Facebook as OMGNexus. And I am Zion Tane everywhere, and that is XIANTAYNE.
All right, you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Second Place and check out our Instagram, Flipping Tables with OMG on Instagram.
For all your fun stuff.
Yeah, board games, all of that stuff. That's what
we got some great interviews coming up this year, so be sure to check out our channel for some more kicking tables coming up soon. Thanks, everybody. It's been episode 398. We'll talk to you again next week.
Bye, guys.
I think everyone knows what they need to do at this point. I don't think there's any question of what they need to do. Right?
It's
straight
down
there. There is a
you
button.
push it.
And you click it. And that is it. I don't think I need to talk any further, so
stop talking.